Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for this was the sixth episode of Mediocre Minecraft Season 3. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. We're going to get right into it today. I think we got a couple things we want to work on, but the first item is going to be a way to sort of keep track of the projects that we should be working on, sort of a priority list, a way for me to keep up and like not forget things, not let things, fall to the wayside. So yeah, let's get to it, and then we'll jump right into the actual doing. So to get started today, I want to build ourselves a little bulletin board, sort of a way for us to keep track of what we're supposed to be doing while in our world here. So we're just going to make a very simple bulletin board. Truly nothing special about this thing. I think we're going to use mangrove signs, excuse me, for the actual like bulletins. So let's do this. We'll take this guy out, put one in there, and then we'll come across like this. Same thing over here. Take this guy out, put it back there, and then what do I have to do? Sort of fall off, right? Hey, look at that. We got it. All right. And yeah, just like that, we have a pretty simple bulletin board set up. So I have some mangrove signs. Let's grab some of those. So for instance, one of the first things that I'd like to do is make some sort of like ruins of like a former armory or citadel, but like one from a long time ago, so they'll be like really beat up, lots of stone, not a lot of framing, that kind of thing. So we are just going to title them ruins / library, because we want to make it sort of a spot where our librarian villagers can be, and we can trade books with them there. Similarly, we need a place where we can sell iron. So I'm not sure if this is the correct term for it, but I think we need like a smeltery. I don't know if that's the right term. We'll find out, but I think we all know what I mean by that, a smeltery. We need to fix we need to fix our nether problem. We need to be able to go to the nether. Whoops. Can we fit it? No. All right. Fair enough. Fix nether problem. There we go. I can type. We need to fix our nether problem. We need to be able to go to the nether to get resources. And right now, because of all those zombified piglins being angry at us, we can't do that. So we need to do that as well. What else do we need to do? I'm going to leave a bunch of this open because I'm hoping that some of you have ideas and want to throw them out there, but I just don't want to forget anything. Super obvious. Well, one thing we do need to continue cleaning up. So let's just write. Yeah, cleaning up. And that one maybe could just stay there permanently. We need to continue to clean up the base. There's some things I don't like about it. There's some things I want to improve. So yeah, I think that's a good one to be there. For now, I think we can call that good. I mean, we don't have to go nuts and do a ton of stuff. Let's make ourselves let's make a single chest here. And we're going to put it, let's put it over here for now. And this is going to be where the mangrove signs go, just so that when we need to put a new sign up for a new item on our list, we'll have them right there for us. So another thing I'd like to change is this area. I put this up sort of as a whim, and I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. So we're going to take it down. I think that's something you have to be willing to do if you want to improve your building ability, and for me, it's about like cohesion. I think like sometimes I do things and I look back later, I'm like, why did I do that? Like, what sense does it make? We have sort of our house here, our sort of fishing area, buying and selling kind of with traders and things like that. We have our super smelter. we have our dock with our cool looking crane and whatnot, and then we have sort of our citadel, our warehouse, our sort of like large buildings so far. And then the farmhouse and the barn. And the barn is something I want to address also, but let's hold off on that. So why beach umbrella and towels? Like I don't get it. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. So we're going to take that out. We're going to leave the campfires right now just because they are providing light for this area to prevent mobs from spawning. But we're going to circle back to this at some point in the near future. I think we need to build up this this sort of shore here and make it look a little bit more cohesive. And while we're talking about that, let's grab one more sign here. And we are going to put another one up. And this one is going to say, Fix Barn. We need a sign that says Fix Barn because, well, I don't really like the barn. Again, built it without any sort of, without a whole lot of reference material. It's not awful. It just doesn't seem to fit the area. I think something about the white just doesn't quite work. I think the sort of shape of the structure isn't quite right. There are things we need to work on, and that's okay. You're not going to get it right the first time every time, and I'm certainly not going to get it right the first time every time. So I want to put up one more sign today on our wall, and this one is going to say coastline. Well, coastline. Let's fix that. Coastline is sort of a direct response to can we see it from here? Not really. Let's head back down and I'll show you. Coastline is kind of a direct response to this. I feel like this is a weak point in our build right now. It connects our first build, which I'm really happy with our largest build, and then there are a couple other things going on. And right now, it just doesn't look right. And I think we could go. I think it would go a long way to fix it up a little. And what I envision is kind of like a rocky coastline. Maybe a little bit overgrown, but mostly just sort of stony and rocky and jagged is kind of what I'm going to go for. Now, granted, it's a pretty small space, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to sort of be able to bring that through to y'all, but I'm going to do my best. So I'm going to go collect some resources, and then we're going to get on that and try to knock off our first sort of bullet point of the day. Now, I think I want to put some leaves, kind of like waterlog some leaves on the edge of this coastline, and I think maybe azalea leaves would work well for that. So we're gonna grab a whole bunch of azalea leaves, and we're also going to grab some leaves from some of the other trees that we have as well. So unfortunately, or fortunately, depending, on what you think, we don't have the use of flashback or replay mod yet. I don't think either has been released for this new. What number are we? What is this? 1.29.1. Sorry, 1.21.9. We upgraded to this version so that we could have all the fun new copper stuff. But unfortunately, neither replay mod or flashback have been updated, which means I can't really do a time lapse for this. So we're just going to kind of build it together. I'm going to try to keep it, reasonably brief, but we'll just kind of see how it goes. So I think to start out, what we're going to do is we're going to try to cover the sand up in the front here. We don't want to see a lot of sand, I don't think. At least we want like a layer of mud or something. Honestly, just because it's darker. I feel like the sand under the water just looks kind of strange. And the mud just looks a little more natural. There's a little more contrast. I think it just, yeah, I think it looks better. So we're going to run this mud all the way down. And we are sort of going to bring this landmass out a little bit more. There's like this weird little alcove and stuff, and I just kind of want to strain it up a little bit. What we'll do is we'll just bring it back in so that our little tunnel here still works. I'm hoping that this little tunnel will turn into an and will give us access, if I could speak, to our little bay inside of there. I think that would be really cool if it became like a like the center for, I don't know, for something to happen in this world. I think it makes sense. But again, in the future. So now that we have our mud in as our first block, we're going to start putting cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and some tuff down. Those are going to be the three things that we use to build the majority of this sort of like rocky area here. And what I'm doing is I'm just sort of doing an outline to start. I don't want to get too involved in specifics until I sort of know that this is going to work for us, So that's why we're just sort of following the path of the mud with the cobblestone. And then what we'll do is, as time goes on, we'll take the cobblestone and add mossy cobblestone or tuff or, whatever we need to sort of, make sense, be visually appealing to the eye and have it, look sort of legitimate. Now, I am a little worried about this turtle because he's been chilling here most of the series, and that makes me think that this is sort of his home. So we are gonna have to find our turtle another place to live. But I'm sure we can, work something out. We're gonna start adding some mossy blocks as sort of detail, just trying to make them fit in and make the area where the water meets the stone look sort of wet, I mean, that's what it is after all. So just trying to, intermingle different textures, different colors and whatnot. And then, it'll be sort of one of those things where we just kind of like work on it over time. I don't think I have any way to separate myself from the camera at the moment, but just looking from here, I can already tell that this is a fairly massive improvement. So now as I move back towards the land mass, I'm trying to build up some kind of like rock formations, I guess. It's the first time I've ever really worked on something like this, so hopefully they turn out okay. But we'll have to wait and see. It's definitely a process. There's no doubt about that. So now I'm just trying to sort of fill in the areas between these shapes with sort of texturing that makes sense. It's a little bit hard, as you can see, because it's raining right now. But yeah, I think it's going well so far. Just sort of have to keep it up and push forward. That little bit of doubt, always sort of works its way into my head, and I think what I've learned is the best way to deal with that is just kind of pushing forward and trying things, and if they don't work, then they don't work. It's not it's not the end of the world. It's not a huge deal. We just sort of do what we can do and keep trying to improve. The other thing we'll do is every once in a while in a couple spots, what we'll do is we'll break out the stone and we'll put mud in, because the color works, but also we can plant shrubbery and other green stuff, other living stuff into the mud. And so I think that'll help us sort of sell this as as sort of like a living area. I mean, the water's right there. We're not trying to say this is like an unhealthy spot. It's just it's where it's where the water meets the land. And see, already I think it looks better. It still obviously doesn't look like ready. It's still not done, but I do think it just looks better like this. So yeah, we're gonna keep on working on it. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to have to go through and put some water in, because I want to use sugarcane as one of the forms of like greenery that we're growing here, and so that is going to require a little bit of work here. But I think it'll be fine. I think it'll work out just fine. Just means we have to put some water on adjacent blocks, just if there isn't any already, but. We're still spreading some greenery around the front here, and then we'll get further and further into it. We just need to keep on putting down our water sources wherever we need blocks, which is again certainly not a big deal. Just like that, and then usually I just cover it up with something something similar that makes sense there. And we'll do the same thing here. If we take out this one block, we can hydrate all 3 blocks around it, and so that'll allow us to put some sugar cane in, and then we'll just put a stair there to sort of make it whole. And now I think what we're going to do is we're going to start doing some bushes, some little friendly little bushes to go with the friendly little clouds. Waterlogged leaves are a pretty awesome addition to the game. I'm not sure when I don't think they were always, I don't think you were always capable of waterlogging leaves as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the case, that it wasn't something that like we could always do. So that was definitely a big addition to the game. I think it's useful for farms as well. But I just think from, sort of like a decorating standpoint, it's pretty rad. It really is. Oh, and look at that. Again, we're not finished yet, but it's already looking significantly better than it did previously. It just works. It just looks like it fits a lot better. I still need to get some grass and stuff onto some of that mud. Some other small things I'd like to do. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I think I'm going to bring a path from this sort of walkway near our large building and run it all the way down to the other building. I think I'll probably end up using gravel mostly, not entirely, but I do think a lot of gravel would make sense here. And now I think, unfortunately, it's time to get rid of our little campsite here. I think it served its purpose, but I think it's time for it to go. So let's get rid of this, and we'll start working on our path, since we need to fill up this area with something before we're done today. So first thing we're going to do is kind of map out the way this path is going to flow. So I don't want to get too close to our turtle here. I don't want to just exactly hug the coastline. I want to kind of have it loop a little bit and then head back over there. So I'm thinking something like this. Oops, got to grab all this stuff. Forgot about that. Yeah, something like this. Maybe I'll swing it in a little bit. Man, it's hard to do this without, like free cam or something. I gotta see if that's out, if that's available for this version yet. So maybe we swing it in a little bit more than we had planned. Maybe something like this. Get rid of this guy. I think that makes sense. It's a little bit hard to tell, but I think that makes sense. So I think what we'll do is we'll just start filling it in with gravel, and then just sort of see where that takes us. We are going to have to get rid, though, of a lot of what's in our way, because I don't want to go up another level. I don't mind being on like the vertical level that we're currently on, but I don't want to go up another one, because I think we're already, if I had thought more about this, I would have done more terraforming at the beginning, but I think we're where we should be at as far as height goes, given the rest of the build, not so much because of this area, but because of what we've already built. And then maybe right around here we can gain verticality, as Good Times with Scar would say. So let's start filling this in with gravel, and we'll see what sort of the path looks like when we're done. Now the whole thing is definitely not going to be gravel. We're going to use some other materials for quite a bit of it, but I just want to get a sort of an idea of how we're looking. And yeah, something like here, we'd go up a level, and now we're, yeah, I think that works well. Now, will we have enough gravel to make it all the way? Probably not, but that's okay. Like I said, we're going to mix in some other elements to this pathway anyways, so to some extent, it doesn't matter too much. I'm not going to sweat it. We'll just see how this turns out, and if we need to make adjustments, we will go from there. This is going to get us to the same height as our walkway across to the build, and that's really what we needed. That's where we needed to be. So this has worked out about right. We'll need to put some sort of slabs in along the path to, so we're not having to jump every time. But we'll certainly be able to figure that out. I think there are plenty of options on what we can use. Let's just go through and make sure this is wide enough everywhere. It doesn't look weird. But yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that'll work. We just need to sort of make it look like a path now. It's obviously just a big layer of gravel. It doesn't have any sort of like real texture or detailing or anything. So that's what we're going to need to get on now. We're going to go through and put a little bit of mossy cobble around the pathway, just to get a little color in there, and allow it to blend a little bit more smoothly, I guess. And then, of course, we're still going to have to work on this whole back section here. That's a whole other dealie we're going to have to figure out, but we'll get there. I feel good about it. I'm going to put a few slabs around just to give us some varying height here. And now we're just filling in dirt in between the buildings and the start of the new pathway here. One thing I wish they would change, and I imagine this would have to be a fairly large change, and maybe that's why it won't ever happen. I really wish you could place blocks directly over flowers. There must be a reason why you can't. Something I'm sure having to do with them being like, being entities or something like that. But I don't know. I'm talking out of my yeah. But anyways, that would be cool if they could do that someday. It's a little bit hard placing blocks down quickly when when you're constantly having to break those plants to make it happen. So we're just continuing to sort of, vary our the blocks we're using to sort of make this path seem a little bit more intertwined with the area around it. We are going to put some bushes. We're going to put some bushes around as well, as we get further along here. But yeah, like I said, just trying to mix it up, make it seem like it fits. I gave this area some time to grow some grass, so we have grass all around here again. Oops, don't want to do that. We do want real dirt there. All right. And yeah, just sort of slowly working on it. We're going to put in a couple small sections of fence as well. I'm not really sure why. I see people doing it a lot when they do paths, and actually, I do like the way it looks quite a bit, so I just figured I would kind of follow suit. We'll see how it looks when it's done, and if it's not sort of what we're looking for, we can always take them out. And so already you can see the improvement that we've made. I think it looks a lot more natural. It fits the color palette a lot better. Yeah, it looks good. If we turn on shaders just for a brief moment, let's see. Wow, that's almost like, geez, that's almost too much. That is almost too much for me, but yeah, it looks pretty darn good from this side. I really enjoy it, and the nice thing is, as you get closer, I think it still looks good. I don't think it gets weird as we get closer to it. I do really appreciate that. All right, so as we walk around our new path, I do want to switch it up. I'm pretty happy with where we're at with this. I don't think we're done, but I think I want to ponder a little bit before I do a whole lot else to this path area and this sort of stony shore area. Just because I'm happy with where we're at, but I'm sort of feeling like I'm up against a kind of like a block, you know, like creator's block or whatever. So we're going to pause on this, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to start working with some villagers. I want to get an iron trade set up with some of our villagers, you know, turn them into armorers and, armor smiths, toolsmiths, weaponsmiths, all those things. We want to get all those things because we want to use iron to build up their experience, and so that we can just purchase diamond armor and tools and weapons from them, and that way we won't have to necessarily go mine diamonds ever again. We can also hopefully get some farmers set up with their max trades so we can get golden carrots from them. That's my preferred food source, so we're going to do that as well. First thing we need to do is take out the grass and dirt floor from under our storage building, our main building, at least our main building so far. I think we're going to go with some kind of deep slate floor here. I haven't quite decided yet, but that's the way I think I'm going to go. And then just the question is, how do we decorate this around our workers? How do we make them, make it seem like they fit here? Because right now it's just a big, ugly, basement. I'm going to do this floor in a different way than I've ever done before, I think. I'm just going to try to sort of arrange it as a geometric shape. So whatever I do on one side, I'm going to do on the other. Now the trick is I'm using deep slate and I don't have silk touch, so I'll have to make more. I'll have to craft more if we run out, but that's not a huge deal. I think what I'm going to do is just do these long runs of polished deep slate. I'm going to put the regular deep slate in between, and I think that's what we'll do. We'll do 8 deep slate or cobbled deep slate, sort of a combination of them maybe, and then we'll put another set of smooth deep slate down, and that will sort of form a border, and it'll show that it's a little different. It won't be all super like homogeneous. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that what I did here? What did I do here? Oh no, sorry, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do that. And then we have a 4 down here, which is not a big deal. And we're back at our smelter array, just turning some cobbled deep slate into regular deep slate, which is going to turn up down here. It should help us finish up that floor. One thing I can't help but do is appreciate our crane build while we're over here. It's one of the few things that I've built and I'm pretty darn happy with. It might be a little bit on the bulky side, but again, we wanted to sort of make it seem like there was a counterweight on the back, and I think we achieved that. I love the chain going out and coming back down. I think it turned out really well. It's one of the few things that I'm pretty darn proud of. I can hear this, the wandering trader is still going out there. I don't really need anything from him, but I might go speak to him anyways, because listening to him and the llamas is a bit much. We got the floor done here. I think it looks pretty good. Next up, we're going to bring a couple villagers in, I think, because I do want to start working on them. I don't want to leave it for next episode. We're still going to have a long way to go when it comes to villager trading and whatnot, but I do want to get a little bit of progress done. Don't mind me. I'm just going to take my diamond sword around back here to speak to this wandering trader. I'll just be a moment. That wandering trader was a gentleman and a scholar. He gave me 2 leads for absolutely nothing, free, on the house. Not only that, he gave me 3 pieces of leather. Dude was a legend. While we're up in the sort of upper section of the storage room, I do want to, let's see, I want to change this one. Because I think the coastline is looking pretty good, but there is still work to do on the path. So we're going to put on path work. I think that's a good a good way to describe it. So we're going to need to sort of decide how our villagers are going to be sort of laid out in this area. And it's a big room. We're not going to need all this space for villagers, I don't think. Even if we house our toolsmiths, our armor smiths, our weaponsmiths, or our armorers, either way, whatever, you get it. Even if we house all 3 of those professions in here, I highly doubt we're going to need all this space, which is great because it means we can decorate it. I kind of want to make it look kind of like a smeltery, like a forge, like, you know, something like that. Get some lava going, you know, make it look sort of industrial. But the first thing we need to do is figure out how are we going to work in the villagers? Like, what are their pens going to look like? Where are they going to be when they're at their workstation? So we're starting off with something like this. We have our little, we have our light terracotta up here, our white terracotta. We have orange terracotta below, and then we just have some stripped dark oak. I put some torches in the back just to make sure that the area is lit up. Feel like we need to move this one. Feel like we need to shift this one over to the left. I don't think we've left ourselves with enough space. All right, so let's put our orange terracotta back up. We are going to grab our stripped oak and go 1, 2, 3, and whoops. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now, so yeah, now our other stripped oak is going to go right there. That makes perfect sense. And now if we go here, 1, 2, 3. All right. And 1, 2, 3. Now that would give us a bay for a villager right here. Workstation goes here, and then villager workstation there. And we can put something in between, maybe just some like fences like that for now, something to take up that block and make it look, you know, add a little bit of interesting look to it. So I think what we're going to do here is put a couple more bays in, just to give ourselves some to start with, so that we can sort of see what they're gonna look like. And what we're going to do is put some torches down. Oops. Oh, well, we were going to put some torches down. We'll get back to it. Don't worry. Strip these while we're down here. 1, 2, 3. And then strip those. Little torch action there. And then 1, 2, 3. Strip those. And we'll do one more. I don't actually want to. I don't think I want to go that close to the door. I want to leave, you know, so when you walk in, we'll change the door obviously as well, but I don't want them to be right on top of you. I want to have a space here, like sort of an entry space, a foyer, if you will. I don't know. But let's keep going back here. I'm going to see how this looks with the fences here. And then of course we'll put something, we're going to have more blocks up top here, but I think that actually might work, maybe. I wonder if it's iron bars, how that would look. Let's see. I still have, yeah, okay. I have plenty of iron bars. Let's see how that will go. That might work better, actually. I think I like that more. I mean, the iron bars, the cool thing is they're kind of a callback to, you know, what we're doing here. You know, we're trading for iron. So I think that would work. I don't think it looks bad, that's for sure. We still do need to figure out what we're going to do on the top here, but we could even do just like a stairway, or, I mean, a upside down stair or something. The color is an interesting choice. I'm not sure what I would choose, but let's go with that idea and we'll work on it. So now what do we think about just doing dark oak stairs all the way down the line? I know it's a little basic. Maybe we'll mix it up in a couple spots and change them from stairs to like some other kind of block. But what it'll allow us to do is it'll allow us to put a trapdoor here, which we can use to protect our villager, but also it'll keep the villager in the pod even if there's no work block in front of him, even if there's no workstation in front of him. And that'll be good if we need to re-roll his trades. Now for these guys, or re-roll their trades, I should say. Now these folks are going to be armor smiths, toolsmiths, weaponsmiths, all that stuff. I don't think we'll have to re-roll any of them. Two of them I think are guaranteed to have an iron trade, and one of them is very likely to have one. I don't think we're gonna worry too much about I don't think we're going to worry too much about re-rolling in this case, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt to have the ability to keep them in there without the work block. So next up, we need to get some villagers in here and get some job blocks going. So let's grab the redstone that we're going to need to get these villagers over to their new home. So we're going to grab a bunch of powered rails, a bunch of regular rails, we're going to need a lot, and a bunch of redstone torches, and a mine cart. And I think that should do us. Let's give it a shot. All right, let's see if this is going to fly. Let's see if our first guy is going to fly over there. One thing to mention, I was wrong. I mentioned that these guys will have an iron trade to begin with. That's not true. I sorry. The toolsmith and the weaponsmith both are guaranteed an iron trade on their second tier of trades, not on the first. They won't have one on the first, which is fine. We can level them up in other ways. But I just wanted you guys to know I did realize that as time went on. And so this becomes pretty easy here. We just we put a workstation down. We are going to put a trap door down just so that we can close it like so if we ever want to. And then we're going to take the cart out from underneath him, which I believe we have gotten back. We have. And now he has these trades. Oh, except he's a mason right now. Why is he a mason? Why is he? Oh, because my, that's why. I'm like, what on earth? Why would he be a mason? Okay, that looks more like it. Yeah, okay. Now we have what we're looking for. Okay, very good. And so now we'll just continue on down to the next one and we'll rinse and repeat. And so you can see it doesn't really matter too much, but we can break the minecart, and because of the trapdoor, the villager is unable to get out of his pen. Again, not a huge deal because we're just going to do this, and he's going to become another weaponsmith. But if something were to happen, it's just sort of a nice peace of mind that we don't have to worry about it. We can, I believe, if we close these, it also would protect them against zombie villagers, or baby zombie villagers, although I don't know if they'd be able to get them anyways. We'll have to, yeah, I'm not sure. We'll find out. Or, well, hopefully we won't find out. Anyways, back to it. So as I'm running back and forth, I do want to check in about the PC, the new desktop I got. It is working wonderfully. It's taken me a while to get my settings back for everything. Minecraft, I'm still a little behind because not only did I get the new PC, but we also got a new version of Minecraft. And the version we're on, I'm still missing a few of my my mods. Don't have flashback or replay mod. And I also don't have like a free cam thing, which is definitely a little tricky. It slowed me down building a little bit just because it's a little hard to see what I'm doing. But aside from that, it's going fine. But the new PC is dope. It is working exactly as I would have hoped. And I'm really pleased with its performance. It's been really nice. And for those of you who don't remember, the new PC is it's a Intel i7 14th generation. I think it's a 14900 or something in that range. Let's see, what is it? We can look right here. 14700, yeah, and then the new graphics card is an RTX 560 Ti. The only thing notable about that is I know the 560 is essentially the lowest model they have, but with the Ti version, I get 16 gigabytes of RAM, and that is the big. That was the big selling point to me. I don't play any games really aside from Minecraft. Every once in a while, I'll play a little of the original Crysis. And that's mostly just so when people ask me if it can play Crysis, I can say, yes, it can. It can run Crysis. And occasionally I play XCOM. I don't know if any of you are familiar with XCOM. It's like a turn-based game. It's fairly old at this point. I don't know. I mean, I think I played the original XCOM on my like 286 or something. And if you don't know what a 286 is, that's just fine, because all it means is that I'm very old. That's pretty much what it means. All right, so that was our last weaponsmith. So this is going to be our first toolsmith, and we're going to set up six of these villagers as well, and then we'll need to get the iron trades unlocked, which as soon as we get one of them unlocked, the rest will be easy, because we can just trade iron with the one to get emeralds and use those emeralds to buy things from the other ones, and that will level them up. The first one's always a little tricky, but I think between the farmers and whatnot, we should be able to figure out ways to do it. Oh, that's interesting. It closes, the iron closes around that, but not the grindstones. That's so interesting. I guess just because like they're not, I don't know, must have something to do with like, well, I don't know if it's full block or it just, no, it can't be. It must just be that there's designed to do that. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. So we have all of our toolsmiths over here and weaponsmiths over here ready to go. Next step is going to be to level them up. You can see right now they don't really have anything that's worthwhile for us. Stone tools, and sometimes they'll have iron tools that are enchanted, but nothing that's really worthwhile. I am going to leave the rails down just until I know for sure that I am all set with these guys. So yeah, we're going to go work with our farmers to get emeralds, and then we'll use those emeralds with these guys. And of course, one last thing I forgot is that we do have some emeralds of our own. Very, very few, but there are a few up here. I think they're in the treasure. Yeah, we have 13 emeralds. That's not, terrible. I mean, come on, I've only been playing this world for 2 months now, or whatever it's been. What has it been? Let's see, we're on episode 6, so probably about 7 weeks. Probably not quite 2 months, but pretty darn close. Let's see what our farmer villager traders are. I honestly can't remember at this point. He has an emerald trade. They have an emerald trade. A wheat trade. Oh, and he's taking all my wheat. That is awesome. Now, does this guy have a wheat trade? Oh, he does not. He does have a carrot trade, though, which is interesting. We could... Let's see, where'd our guy go? What can you trade now? Oh, see, that's perfect. I don't mind buying stuff. That is perfect. Okay, very cool. Now we just need to wait. Now the question is, with 14 emeralds, can we get one of our weaponsmiths over the hump. Let's find out. Oh, there's no way. Oof, I did not realize how, that's 7. Oh, wait, but what's 3? Let's do that. How far did you get? Okay, so we're probably going to need about, what, maybe like another 18 or 20 emeralds, I think, and that should get us where we want to be. I think that's right. So let's go harvest some crops, and we will trade everything we can, and hopefully that'll get us there. All right, let's see what other trading we can do here. Still have our don't have any more of that. Okay, what else do we have here? You have beetroot. We don't have any beetroot. What do you have? You have carrots. And also potatoes. All right, that's everything we got there. And we have 10 more emeralds. And now we're eating cookies. Yay, cookies. So a little thing we're going to do here, and this version's not going to be permanent because I think I have an idea for what a permanent version will look like. But for right now, we are going to drop a bucket of lava into this block right here. And the reason we're going to do that is because we need to throw junk away. That's the only downside with the early trading is you're constantly having to get rid of stuff that just doesn't really do much for you, you know? So yeah, that's what this lava is going to be for, at least to start off with all of our like junk tools and whatnot. Now we've been waiting to do more with the wool farm because we don't have access to the nether right now. But what we can do is use the wool for further trading. I'm not sure where I would put a shepherd villager, but let's see if we can figure something out. All right, so we have our new shepherd villager. Unfortunately, they want black or gray wool, which we don't have. However, I believe if we re-roll this workstation, I believe we can get this to be white wool if we try really, really hard. No, not there. Okay, let's try again. I'm pretty sure. I can't be 100% sure because I'm not going to lie, I don't usually make shepherd. And there it is. Look at that. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so this should speed up our process greatly. You also see that even with the minimal amount of trading we've done, we're already back up to 22 levels, and we didn't die that long ago. So that's it's one of the things I feel like I guess like late game when you can do like an Enderman farm or something, it's handy just because you can gain so much experience so quickly. But I will say that generally speaking, I just always, I always use trading as my sort of way of gain experience, especially early in the game. So we're going to get rid of these stone pickaxes, and I do believe that we have unlocked our first iron trade, and we have. Look at that. And just like that, we have 12 emeralds for nothing for iron that we already had basically. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. We'll just keep this up. We'll unlock the rest of these villagers, and then I'll check back in at that point. So we got our villagers working here, and they're all leveled up except for one last person who's kind of being difficult, but we're going to get him there. While we do that, though, because this is sort of like a forge / smeltery kind of thing, where we're essentially harvesting iron here, I need some more lava. And I think a good way to do that, at least just to start out, is just to do like a simple like lava kind of like farm dealy thing. So we're going to put down a cauldron, just a piece of any kind of stone and a piece of dripstone above. And then I believe I got to figure this out. Let's see. Let's do another block, and then we can do a trap door, trapdoor, trapdoor, and then if we pillar up, I think this is going to work. I hope. Otherwise, I'm just going to put lava down and kill all my villagers. Okay, that looks good. And it is dripping. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. So the fact that it's dripping down here into the cauldron, at some point, it'll take a while, it goes pretty slowly, but we will fill this cauldron with lava. We can then take it out with our bucket and use it as another lava source, and we can just continue creating a endless source of lava here, and that should help us decorate up this room and make it seem sort of fitting of all these, tough villager traders here. So we're arriving back at the Iron Farm collection area, and what I want to do is just briefly show you all how our trading kind of works. So this chest is the top chest, so I'll just grab a whole bunch of iron from the chests here. I have a crafting bench here so that I can just turn the iron into blocks, from ingots to blocks. I do need to get an auto crafter going. Just so that I can transport more of this at a time. Once we have shulker boxes and whatnot, it won't be such a big deal. But right now, it's a little annoying. But yeah, so I just keep on grabbing iron ingots out of the chests and turning them into iron blocks, and then we will transport these over to our villagers, and we will be able to trade with them. I apologize for all the background noise, but we got a lot of golems falling into our farm, which is great. It's a great problem to have, but it is a little noisy at times. You'll see we have a ton of poppies also, which isn't surprising. I mean, that is the other item that you'll get with an iron farm like this. With the poppies, I think what we'll probably just do is turn them into bone meal here. Once we get the auto crafter set up, we'll just set up two sections, one for bone meal, one that takes poppies for bone meal, one that takes iron ingots for iron blocks, and then everything else will just get filtered into its own sort of catch-all chest. So now let's head back and I'll show you how it works on the trading end of things. So now back at the trading hall, what I'll do is head down to our double chest here. It's sort of a temporary solution, but it's working at the moment. And I'll just dump off, some of the iron blocks. I'll keep maybe like 2 stacks in my inventory and the rest just go in this chest. You can see I have a ton of emeralds already. And then we can just simply craft these into ingots and position ourselves between 2 of our villagers and just max out the trade. And we can do this, I believe it's 2 times a day. We can trade with these dudes and dudettes. Their prices do change sometimes, but not for the most part. I think because I'm trading with 2 different types of villagers, 2 different job professions, it doesn't seem like their trades go up in value too much. If I trade with just one of them over and over again, they will, but the way I've been doing it, it doesn't seem to be an issue. And then as well, you can see all the experience that I'm gaining while doing this. And then once I've sold as much iron as I can in a day, I can head over here to our farmers. And one of them, the one I trade with the most, has a golden carrot trade. And I will just purchase golden carrots, and I never need to harvest crops again. All right, so I think that's going to have to do it for our episode this week. Unfortunately, we're definitely running out of time. I did want to decorate this whole room before we got there, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, so we're just going to have to wait till next week. I do apologize, but the episode's running up against like an hour at this point, and that's a long episode for me. So we'll be back next week with a new episode, and in next week's episode, we'll finish decorating the smithing area, the smeltery sort of area, and we might get started on the librarian's area. I'm thinking about doing a kind of like a ruins, like a dilapidated kind of building right next to our large building, or a little bit sort of where that beachy area is. And we'll do a kind of like a hidden library, I think, there for our librarian villagers. So that should be a lot of fun. I do hope that my buddy Humphrey is doing well right now. I do worry about him out in this world all by himself, but at the same time, I sort of have a feeling that maybe he's actually doing better than we are at this moment. So that sort of seems to be how the world works. So anyways, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you are so inclined. I hope you all are well, and I'll see you next week.